chuck wagon RV here. Again, Bluff Fort Visitor Center. Free admission. And looks like there's a chuck wagon right outside the building here. It's a fort in the middle of Bluff, Utah. Let me show you the wagon. We should be able to name this chuck wagon. This is where they made the meals at. I'm in the gift shop right now. I'm going to try to be a little quiet. I'm just going to walk around and show everybody what is in this gift shop. Some of the pictures. This is one of the old wagon trains that used to run through the bluff here. You can see it. A young lady stopped and was telling me about it. Look up this town, Bluff, in Google Maps. This is how they used to bring the wagon trains through the mountains. Quite impressive gift shop here.
Yeah, this fellow has a question about a road down here. Maybe you can answer it. Oh, I should bring my map in because I don't know the name of the road. It goes up. Toward the mountain? Yeah, it goes up this way. You go down that way and you get back. It's probably Butler. Yeah, near Butler. And yeah, the coal wash. Thanks. And then there's a road that branches off and goes up into the
Called Hole in the Rock Trail. I guess the red dot is the trail and how the wagon trains used to cross.
Well, no, it's not.
To get across country here.
Goes up onto Snow Flat.
Well, I showed you a little bit of the gift shop. Let's show you a little bit of the antiques around here. And of course, this is free. Don't get too many things that are free anymore. But this is free. I'm actually looking for a restaurant to maybe get a little breakfast. I guess I could go out and hang out in the camper and cook me a little bit of breakfast. Look at that little wagon over here. I guess this is the way they lived back then, huh? Look at this, huh? Teepees. Looks like it's unlocked. Look inside of here. Look how this is made. Stovepipe in the middle. Trying to hold the door open. Unreal. Look at how they built this thing. Steve, you need to make this. You like a challenge? I guess this is the Ute, U-T-E, homestead, traditional homestead. Oh, we're allowed to go in here, but I'm too old for this, so we're just gonna bend down and show you around inside this teepee. I crawl in there, I have to crawl out on these rocks. Another little wagon. Look, it's Chuck Wagon. Quite a remarkable spot. Put this on your bucket list of things that you need to do. And they're actually working in here, cleaning up the spot. And I like this water flowing. Flowing water. This wheel picks up the water. Pumps it down. This is where you do a little panning. I guess you can pan here to see if you like doing that. Look down in there. Looks like a lot of fool's gold to me. These guys build all this themselves. They have a wood shop here. Okay. They're going to do a little bit of work in here. They're going to retreat the floors and on some of these buildings. Look at the building now. I don't know how old it is, but excellent. In memory. 1897. A headstone here. I must take one step in front of them and go through these buildings. Now these have been built after. These are not original buildings. They've got one building here that's original. I'll film that in a couple minutes. We could do this, Steve. We could build me a house. Build me a cabin, one-room cabin. I'll buy an acre of land and we'll build it. Give me a place to go to. Wouldn't this be the nuts to have something like this out in the middle of nowhere? Jeez. I guess they're going to treat all the floors because these are not old places. I don't think these are fairly. They're just. Well, look at here. Chuck Wagon. That's where they did all the cooking. Cleaning. Kind of looks like mine. That's where they did the cooking. I'm going back into the old ways, I guess. Let's see what this cabin looks like. Oh, here's the classroom. This is the schoolhouse. Eight children. Close quarters, huh?
Hanson Bayless. While serving one term as sheriff of San Juan County, 2 outlaw cowboys were seen in the county. Hanson and his deputies rounded up the 2 cowboys and headed for Thompson, Utah, over 100 miles away. This was the closest railhead where the outlaws could be extradited to Colorado to stand trial for their misdeeds. Each night, Hanson and his deputies would take turns standing guard over the prisoners. One night, during Hanson's watch, everyone seemed to be asleep. Pretty soon, his eyes got heavy too, and he dozed off. All of a sudden, he heard someone call out his name, Hanson. He awoke just as one of the outlaws was grabbing for the rifle between Hanson's knees. Hanson got the rifle first, and the plan was foiled. They finished their journey and handed the outlaws over to the authorities waiting in Thompson. Hanson reported the incident to his family and said that the voice that had awakened him had the distinct Danish accent of his deceased mother. He was convinced his mother had sounded the alarm and saved the lives of those 2 police officers.
The Decker family cabin.
Life in Bluff involved joy and sorrow. Some of the most joyous were the births, and death brought some of the saddest. 3 Decker brothers, Cornelius, James, and Nathaniel, came with their wives. James' wife, Annick, gave birth to the first baby born on the expedition, Lenore Deseret. Emma, Cornelius's wife, gave birth to the first baby born in Bluff. In 1901, diphtheria struck the family of James and Anna Marie Decker. Lynn, a son, died on the 15th of December. The coffin was not allowed in the meeting house for fear of spreading the disease. The next day, James and their daughter Gertrude, 14, passed away. The family was quarantined and their log home was burned to stop the spread of the disease. They moved into the new home James had been building, but in late January, 2 more children died, Horace 17 and Claire 19. Anna Marie lost 4 of her 11 children and her husband in just a little over a month. The diphtheria epidemic touched others, but none died. Anna felt great sorrow, but faith in her Savior Jesus Christ and the knowledge that she would see him again gave her solace in her grief. Her friends and neighbors showed great love to her in acts of service and kindness. That's just the way it was in Bluff. When joy came to one, it came to all. But when sorrow came, it was so very hard to do. It took great faith and courage to face the challenge. But each of us faced challenges in our own. We all need to face
Look at that old desk. Oh. Nice clock. Well, I've been doing so much filming these days, I have to find some internet so I can get it all uploaded. I think they're getting uploaded. It's just taking a while to do it. This is all volunteer done, built. A peacemaker. I wonder what a peacemaker is. Quite a remarkable place, isn't it? I'm sorry the video's taking so long. I'm looking through it pretty good too as I'm going. The blacksmith shop. Look at all the stuff he made. I guess this is all made by the blacksmiths. There's our Bluff, Utah 84512 post office. Right across the street. Oh, too bad they don't have the fire going. It'd be nice and warm in here. They have wood there. I guess maybe they light it every once in a while. Probably during the season. I'm a little early for this, but that's where they heat up the metal and bend it to make all this stuff. This is a big place. Walking around here. I guess if you're interested in reading, you can pause it and read. James Reed's cabin. Let's see how James Reed lived. Pretty nicely. Looks pretty good. They all had fireplaces. Boy, we're looking back a long time ago. And these guys were all from Bluff, this town. I like how they extend the board out and make a chair in the front yard. Some of the interesting things you see out here. This is a family cabin. This is the brother of him, I guess, Lamel Reed, the one next door. This is the family cabin. We got one little rocker and a bed. Quite modern looking stove. They all have these massive beams right in the middle to hold up that massive beam, huh? And this is one of the original, he was saying. I guess that's a water trough, I would think. A well. Pretty original looking well. This cabin's in pretty rough shape, but it's probably the only original building here. the original family cabin. They got wire trying to hold it together, preserve it as long as they can. So we had bedrooms. A lot of wagons. A lot of chuck wagons here. That's how they built this. Burlap. Straw, sand, and sod is on the roof. The original roof. Little garden set up out there. And we're making gardens like that today. A couple of chairs, baby bed of course, and a big bed. And that is it, and a stove. I guess that's how they get rid of the bees here. Steve, it looks real simple. That's not a bad idea, Steve. Little tiny box and a jar in the bottom. I need about 4 of those made for my brother. He's allergic to that, to bees. And he's got them constantly all around his house. He walks around with a can of wasp killer to kill them. Now, of course, these are not old. These are replicas. They did a good job. Chicken coop. Well, that's a pretty good size home. Well, we need to cook me some breakfast. This is a little bit nicer, huh? The walls are like nicer. Must be a little earlier or a little later in the years. Pretty fancy. And this probably is supposed to resemble a settlement back in the 18s. How they started a town. This is probably how Bluff began. Probate judge of Utah County. Speaker of the House for 10 years. Territory legislator, 24 years. Territory settlement for schools. He's a publisher. Times. Mormons, huh? And I guess this is him. Religious leader. 10 years. Alright, I guess we're going to head on out of here. I've about seen it all. Look at these kids riding toys. Something as simple as that probably gives a child a whole bunch of pleasure. Must be a church. Big building, huh? For them days. This is the meeting house, established April 6th, 1880. Some of the original buildings. I'm guessing you guys can stop this and read this stuff if you're interested. I believe I made it all the way around here. That building's still got air conditioning. Truck wagon RV parked out there. I hate to do it, but I'm probably going to have to slow down a little bit and cook me some food. I'll let you guys pause this and zoom in and read all that. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed it. I really did. It's amazing the stuff they come up with. A whole team of volunteers do this. I think volunteers is what powers this country. I truly believe it. It isn't all about the money, it's about getting something done. This is an establishment. Everybody lived right here. One great big happy group. All right, we'll talk soon. If something else comes up, I'll holler at you.